In QuickFigures, you can move any object around simply by clicking and dragging it. However, it is more convenient to rearrange your figures by just altering the figure layout. You can just click on the figure layout with your object selector tool. A number of handles will appear. The figure layout is also visible and can be clicked on within the Layers window. In either case, you click on it and a number of handles will appear. It looks like a lot of handles, but you'll only be using a few of them with any frequency. The most important handles are the ones in the exact center of the panels. You can use them to change the distance between columns, the distance between rows, or both. You can just double click on these handles to be able to input specific numbers, and it will make those numbers the distance between your rows and columns, which is a lot quicker and easier than just moving panels around one by one. You can also move the whole figure around by going to this handle in the upper left-hand corner or going to the middle handle in the very first panel. Either one of them move the whole figure around. There's other handles that can be used to add labels or change the number of columns or change the number of rows. You can also switch panels, columns, and rows by using these gray arrow handles. Ones near the center of the panels will swap the contents of individual panels. And you can always add a panel just by dragging a file over and selecting what you want from that image. You can do this any number of times. To build up your figures, using the gray arrow handles to swap the rows or swap the columns is a very convenient method of rearranging your figure that's a lot faster than whatever you were doing previously. Also, if you later add an image to your figure, that same arrangement is applied to the new image. Although you can click and drag panels around in any way you want, for convenience you'll always want to keep them aligned with the figure layout. In the event that you get careless dragging a panel around, you can always return it to alignment with the layout by clicking the center handle of the panel and moving it to the layout panel where you want to leave it and just letting go. And now it's perfectly aligned with the layout. Sometimes, since panels, text, and other items are in front of the layout, it's not always convenient to just click on the layout. In those situations, you can always use the Layout Selector tool, which will ignore everything except layouts. You can select a layout and then edit it just like you saw earlier. Or you can use any of these layout tools, which do the same things as the handles. The icons indicate what each tool does. Certain items, like this scale bar, for example, will move around whenever you click and drag its parent panel. It's attached to that parent panel. If you click on an item that is attached in this way, you'll notice a handle with a red dot in the center appearing. You'll notice similar handles appearing if you click on the parent panel. If I click within the gray outer area of that handle and drag, I move the scale bar between equivalent positions on the right, left, or top area. I can move the position more precisely by clicking within the red dot to have a very exact position. Or I can right click on the handle and put in specific numbers for where I want that scale bar to be relative to its parent panel. I can also move it to any panel simply by clicking within the handle and just dragging it over to the panel where I want to put it, and it will leave that scale bar in the exact same position, but in a different panel. And that is how you move scale bars around. Of course, you can also detach the scale bar from a panel if you absolutely need to. However, since the size of the scale bar is defined by a parent panel, it really should be kept attached to a parent panel. Now, with the channel labels attached to the panels, by moving the handle for one channel label, you move all of them, and that keeps the channel labels in a consistent position relative to their parent panel. And of course, once you know which position you like, you can put in the same numbers for every set of channel labels in your publication.